Am I in focus or not? Hi friends. So today I thought we would take a look at my favorite pictures from last year, 2019. A video I probably should have made 2 months ago, but here we are. All of these photos are film photos except for one. One of them I shot on my phone, and it was one of my favorite pictures I took last year, so let's just get into it, shall we? Let's just jump on in. Okay, so this first picture I took in Colorado. It was on Revlog 600 NM film. And I really like the simplicity of this one. I love how much sky is shown, and then there's some cloud in the corner that breaks it up a bit. There's some great atmospheric perspective in the mountains because we've got some close up and then some that fade into the background and turn a nice purpley color. Film in particular, I've had a hard time scanning and editing and trying to get it to look like how it should look, I guess. This next photo was also taken on Revlog 600 NM, and this one I really like, mostly because I can remember being exactly in this spot when I took this picture, because it was in the Rocky Mountain National Park in Colorado. And I just remember seeing it and just how big everything was. Like, pictures really don't do things like this justice because you go there and you just feel so tiny and small and just in the middle of all that, and just, it's such a interesting feeling. And this one is part of a series of self-portraits I made, shot on Psych Blues number 6. For this one, I think the effects of the film really made it look special to me. I just think it looks really pretty. My face kind of freaks me out because I look like a child in it. Like, if I look at a picture of myself when I was younger, maybe like 7 or so, that's what I look like in this picture. It's kind of weird. This next photo was shot on Psychedelic Blues number 3. And this one I really love the colors in. It just looks very cotton candy-like. And I don't know if you can see, there's some like type of blur effect going on in the middle here. That photo was a part of a experiment I made where I used some plastic wrap in front of my camera lens. So I think that's what resulted in that blurry effect. I made a video on that. I made a video on like every single film that I used for these top 19 photos, so yeah. But yeah, anyway, I just really like the colors and it looks very dreamy to me, and I like the hint of red at the top left. I feel like that offsets the entire picture really well. This next picture was actually taken at the Grand Canyon. It was on expired Portra 400 NC. I believe it was 20 years expired, and I shot that at ISO 200, I'm pretty sure. I just love the way this film rendered blue skies. Like, they all have this like teal slash turquoisey sort of green color of blue, if that makes sense, and I just think that looks super pretty. And although the flowers aren't necessarily in focus, I think it still has that dreamy sort of effect that I really like, and I just think it's pretty. I don't know why I get it mixed up all the time, but I always think blue is the complement of yellow and orange is the complement of purple. But it's the other way around, isn't it? Like, it's blue and orange and purple and yellow. I get them mixed up all the time. And I've had, what? No, I think I've only had 2 color theory classes, but still, I should know that by now. That's something you learn in elementary school, and the fact that I've had 2 college-level courses on color theory and I still get them mixed up is pretty sad, but moving on. This next photo was also taken on that expired Portra 400 NC film. This one I really like for the same reason, the color of the sky. I like the empty space in it. It was taken at Roy's hotel and cafe, I think is what it's called, in Amboy, California. It's off of Route 66. It's pretty famous. I have another picture from there coming up at the end of the video here. but I just really like this one because it looks very old-timey. It looks very vintage. It's quite grainy because expired film, and also just because the place itself is kind of set back in time and preserved that way. And I just really like the way that looks. It looks cool. I also love the mountains that you can see in the background. This next one I took on Ektar 100. I really like this one mostly because of the composition. I framed these two kids laying in the grass between the trees and the bush. I've noticed with Ektar that it's really easy to blow out the highlights. I noticed that in that roll that I shot. Not sure if that's just me, but it was a pretty easy thing to do. But other than that, I really like this picture. This was taken in Rittenhouse Square in Philadelphia. This is another one in the same park, on the same film in Philadelphia. And I really like the colors in this one. It was in November, so you can see like the fall colors of the leaves, and just the blue and the reds and oranges just look really nice together, I think. This photo was taken in Joshua Tree National Park in California, and I love the colors in this one. It was shot on the film Solar by Double Film, and the colors are just so freaking pretty in my opinion. The sky looks awesome. There's like a nice tint of red off to the right side of the picture, and then you have this beautiful little flare complementing it on the left, and it just has an overall yellow sort of temperature. It's just it's one of my favorites like ever, I think. The composition works really well too. It's just really, I love it. This next one was on Solar by Double Film as well, and it was at Yosemite. This one, I love the sky, and I love a nice rich blue sky if you can't tell by now. I really do. I think the upper left pink tint of solar flare as well as the nice subtle red at the bottom balance each other out really well, and I think the composition looks nice here. The composition does kind of bother me though, because I just kind of want to see more of the mountains, I guess. I wish it was taken at landscape perhaps. I don't know, something about it just doesn't feel right to me. It feels a little imbalanced in a way. I don't know, it's still one of my favorites. I'm just critiquing myself is all. This next one is a portrait I did at the end of the year of my friend Megan. I took this on Double Film's Jelly, and the thing with this film is the effects are much more prominent in the shadows, and because this was a dark photo already, it kind of covered most of her face. But I think that looks really cool. I love how her chin is lit up because I used a projector in this shoot, and I just think it looks really neat. This picture was taken in Joshua Tree as well, and it was on Double Film's Bubblegum, which is a film that has like a bunch of pink and red tones, I suppose, and I think the pinkness and the redness contrast nicely with the blue. I think the composition works really well here, has some good leading lines for the eye to follow, you know. This next one was also on Bubblegum, that film, and it was taken in Death Valley. This one I really love because of the subject matter. I love how I got the girl and the guy just like sitting on that rock together, and the colors look so pretty. I love the sky, of course, and just the rocks are so pink, and just it looks really beautiful, and it looks very warm, I guess. Like the heat of the day, I feel like shows through this picture, because if you don't know, Death Valley gets very hot, and we actually got there on a day where it was apparently cool. It was like a low of early 100s as far as temperature goes, and it was like one of the rangers was like, "Yeah, you're lucky, you got a cool day today in the park," and I was like, "Cool, sir." It's very hot. Alright, this next one was taken in Tucumcari, New Mexico, which is a awesome little town off of Route 66. If you go on Route 66, you have to stop there. I'm sure if you do any sort of research, you'll hear about it, but you have to go. Just go. This was taken at the Blue Swallow Motel there, and they only keep the lights on here until 10 p.m. and we went there at like 9:45 or something, not knowing that. We got there just in time, and then when we left, we saw that the lights turned out, and we were like, what the I like this one. It was taken on Cinestill 800T. It's a little dark, but it's okay. This is definitely one of those pictures where you love the subject matter more than you love the picture itself. And like, I don't know if you can see, I don't know if this was something with my camera, but like right below the sign, it says like Blue Swallow, like reflected. It's so weird, but I think it looks really cool. So this next picture is one of my favorites because of the colors mostly. It was of the apple tree that I have in my yard. And you know I love a good sky photo, so I had to include this one. I just really liked the colors in it. I liked how warm it was. The composition is nice, depth of field looks nice, blah blah blah. Let's move on. Another picture of the sky. Are we surprised? No, we are not. Well, I'm not. You should not be either. But anyway, this was shot on the same roll as that last one. I just really like the color in it. Like, it was taken almost at sunset, you know, like that period where it's like getting there, you know? And so the cloud just looked really dark, and I love how there's like a gradient in the sky, and the clouds just look really wispy, and it just looks kind of different, I guess. I really like it. This picture makes me so mad, but it's still one of my favorites. I just wish I would have pointed the camera up more and got the palm trees in frame instead of so much of that freaking concrete slab. It's so sad, you know? It's so sad when that happens. I love the yellow of the buildings. This was taken in Las Vegas on Kodak Portra 400 NC expired, and the sky looks so nice, and then you got that nice little shadow inside of that like garage type of area, and you got some orange flowers on the right, and then there's yellow flowers, and it just all complements each other so well, and I ruined it. Not really, it's still one of my favorites, but like it could have been so much better, you know what I mean? That's okay, we're moving on. This photo was taken in Kansas. This was also on that Kodak Portra 400 NC. This one I really like because it's very soft. It was really windy on the day, and I think you can tell that. I love how the grass is blowing in like one direction, and then the tree looks like it's blowing in the other. And I also like how much empty space is in the sky. It's a very simple picture, but I really like it. It looks kind of stormy in a way, even though the sky is completely clear. Like, it just looks intimidating, sort of spooky. Last but not least, this picture of the Roy's Motel Cafe sign. This picture I took on my phone, and I edited it in Lightroom. And yeah, it's just one of my favorites because, you know, it wasn't even close to sunset, really, during this time. I think it might have been 2 or 3 p.m., if not earlier. And I just still captured some yellow at the bottom, which I just think is really cool. And yeah, it's one of my favorites. I just really like the simplicity of it. Past year, they actually redid the sign or something, so it lights up now. Or they like renovated it or whatever, so now it lights up at night, which is really cool. So I need to go back there and see it because it seems very pretty. Also, plug, I have prints of this in my shop. If you want to support your fellow broke lady over here. Yeah. I have no shame. Don't know why I did that. Okay. That was it. Those are my favorite pictures that I took last year. Let me know what you think. I'm excited to be making some more pictures this year and hopefully better ones. Can't say I have any goals in place. I'm gonna be graduating college this year, so that's kind of my main focus. I'd say it was a good year. I did a lot of traveling, and hopefully I can do some more traveling this year if the finances allow it, but we'll see. We shall see. Yeah, that's it. I hope everyone has a great rest of their 2020. Okay, thanks for watching. Bye.